Hello everybody and welcome to this talk in the Odoo Experience 2021. Today I will be presenting our concept of scale pricing lists and how to manage them within Odoo. But before doing that, let me quickly introduce myself. Hola a todos, my name is José Montero and I am a computer engineer with more than 9 years of Odoo experience. I work as a senior developer and project manager in BrainTech, an Odoo Gold Partner, winner of the Best Odoo Partner Europe Prize in 2016 and 2020. This year we have also been nominated, so fingers crossed. And now back to the agenda. The presentation is divided in 4 main blocks. Firstly, we will explain the concept of scale pricing. Then we will have a quick look at Odoo's standard price lists and their limitations, and how these limitations encouraged us to implement our solution. In the third block, the main block, we will have a small demonstration of our scale pricing app. Finally, after this demonstration, we will have a 10-minute block for questions and answers. So without further ado, let's start. Scale pricing, the concept. First of all, let's mention that scale pricing is also known as volume pricing or tiered pricing. Okay, and what exactly do we mean with this? When the price of a product depends on the volume of the whole sales order, and not just on the volume of that product in the sales order, then we are dealing with our concept of scale pricing. Let's have a look at an example in which the volume is computed in a common unit of measure, in our case units. Our main saleable products are cabinets and desks. We would like to offer our customers special prices if they purchase in bulk. But we don't mind if they purchase 8 cabinets and 2 desks, or 8 desks and 2 cabinets. As long as they purchase 10 items or more, they will get special prices for both cabinets and desks. And now let's have a look at another example. This time the volume is computed in a common trading unit. In our case, logistic units, or more specifically, pallets. Our main saleable products are beverages. We would like to offer our customers special prices if they purchase in total 4 or more pallets of beverages. In the end, our goal is to fill a van or a lorry as much as possible, so as to keep our transport costs low. Now that we understand the concept of scale pricing, let's see why Odoo's standard price list cannot be used to model this type of pricing mechanism. Standard price lists are quite flexible and powerful. They are made of price list items, and each of these items can apply on different product levels. They can apply on all products, on a product category, on a particular product, or on a particular product variant. They can as well define a minimum quantity. We will talk a little bit more about this in just a minute. They can define as well a validity period, from when and until when the price list item is applicable. And they can also define simple or complex price computations. We can set a fixed price, a percentage discount, a formula with discounts, surcharges, margins. Pretty powerful stuff. Okay, with regard to the minimum quantity, the price computation is only applied if the ordered quantity of the affected product is bigger than or equal to the minimum quantity. What does this mean? It means that the price computed for a sales order line depends only on the information of that line. And that is precisely the limitation that our app solves. In a minute, we will dive into our app and see how to create scale pricing lists and how to apply them to sales orders. We will also see how to integrate the OCA feature called affiliates into our scale pricing lists, and we will also see how to integrate our own trading units feature. With this, we conclude our introduction and start the part that we were all waiting for, the demo. This is a version 13 Enterprise Odoo instance, but note that the app works perfectly fine as well on the community version. Okay, let's go to the Sales app And here we have a new menu item called Scale Pricing. And here we have Scale Pricing Lists. We have already defined one scale pricing list for the customer Azure interior. Let's have a look at it. We provided a name, we set the customer, and we defined two list items. Each list item defines the product it's going to affect, in this case, large cabinet, the validity period, which in this case is from the 1st February 2021 till the 31st of January 2022. And there we have our scale prices. How do we read this? We have the scale upper limit that indicates the ranges of items for which we have a specific price. In this case, this range is from 0 up to 9 units. The price is going to be 150. From 10 up to 24 units, the price is going to be 130. And from 25 onwards, it's going to be 110. Note that this scale pricing unit of measure comes directly from the product master data. So if we open the product, we can see that its unit of measure is units. So that's the one that's going to appear here. Okay. We have a very similar line for the product large desk. We have used the same validity period. We have actually used the same limits, which is not mandatory. We can use any limits. We can have as many lines here as we want. Each item can have different limits, different number of lines, different prices. So it's 100%. So they are not supposed to be the same. Okay, so we can have different rules for different products. Okay, so this is the list we have defined for Azure. So now if we go and create a quotation for Azure from scratch, I select Azure Interior. We see there is a price list here, select it. I'm gonna add the large cabinet. And you see that the unit price is 160. 160 doesn't match. Doesn't match any of these prices. But it does match the price defined in the price list, in the public price list, the one defined here. Okay? This is normal. The unit price that it's going to appear here is always going to be the one of the public price list, at least with the current configuration. If I select the large desk, it's going to be the same. However, once I save, I'm gonna get a button, this Set Scale Prices button. If I click on it, I will then get the prices from the scale pricing list. And now you see the prices are different. It's actually taking the first line because our limit, 9 units, has not been met. We have 1 + 1, 2. If I edit and say quantity 5 and quantity 5, now it's 10 in total. So it should show us the prices in the second line. So it should be 130 for the cabinet and 95 for the desk. So if I click on Set Scale Prices, I should be able to see the change in the price. So it worked. Now, having to click this button can be useful if we want to have the possibility of not clicking it. However, if we always want to apply a scale pricing, we have a configuration that we can use. So in the Sales app, we can go to Configuration Settings. And here we have one configuration for scale pricing. It's this one. And instead of selecting manually on clicking a special button, we can click on automatically on saving a sales order. We save this one And while it's saving, I'm gonna refresh our quotation, and you will see that the set scale prices button is going to disappear. And instead, every time I perform an operation on the lines, the right unit price is going to be set, taking into account the corresponding scale pricing list. So let's have a look. Once it's loaded. Okay, now let me put here a 25 so that the prices go even lower. You see that the prices go to 110 and 90, 90, 110. It's been automatically applied, the scale pricing. Okay, now the price list is not taken into account, and we don't have to click anything. An important configuration for all this to work that we haven't mentioned yet is that the products involved on scale pricing processes need to belong to a product category flagged with this tick. Okay, consider on scale pricing. So if we are on a sales order and we have lots of lines, only those lines containing a product belonging to a category flagged with this scale pricing mechanism will be taken into account for the total volume. Okay, so if I add, for example, a new line with a service, okay, for example, virtual interior design, and I put here 100, it's not going to have any effect on these prices, because this virtual interior design product belongs to a category that is not flagged for scale price. Okay, and this would be the basic functionality of the scale pricing app. If you have the OCA app called Partner Affiliates installed in your Odoo instance, you can take advantage of it in your specification of scale pricing lists. Imagine that our customer Azure Interior has 3 affiliates: Azure Interior Castelló, Azure Interior Madrid, and Azure Interior Palencia. Now, if we go to our scale pricing list for Azure Interior, we see here an affiliates tab that is currently empty. What does this mean? It means that if we create a quotation for one of the affiliates, for example, Madrid, and then we add one of the products in the list, for example, the cabinet, the price that we get is not the price from the scale pricing list. Why? Because this customer, Azure Interior Madrid, is not part of this list. But I can easily add it. I need to add it to this tab. I save, and now if I delete this line and I recreate it, I will see that the price is the one from the scale pricing list. So it's the 150 that it's defined here. So integrating the affiliates module from the OCA into our scale pricing lists is very, very, very easy. If you are a trading company, you may find interesting our trading unit app, which allows you to define for each product generic trading units such as CUs, consumer units, TUs, trading units, or LUs, logistic units. Let's have a look at our large cabinet. Here in the trading units tab, we can see one trading unit defined. In particular, its name is pallet, its type is logistic unit, its trading unit of measure is LU10, which is basically a unit of measure configured as 10 units. Okay, so this basically means that a pallet of cabinets is made of 10 cabinets. If we now have a look at our large desk, we see that we have as well one trading unit defined. Its name is pallet, its type is LU, logistic units, and its trading unit of measure is LU12. As you can imagine, this is a unit of measure defined as 12 units. So one pallet of desks is made of 12 desks. Okay, now before we start doing sales orders, we need to make sure our Odoo is configured properly. So in the sales configuration, we have a new setting called Scale Pricing Common Unit that says if multiple scale pricing lines are involved, the global SO volume is calculated using this configuration. In our case, we want the volume of a sales order to be computed in terms of logistic units, which in our case means in terms of pallets. So we configure it like this. And now we can go to our scale pricing lists. Okay, I have already edited our Azure scale pricing list so that the trading unit has been set as pallet. Okay, here we can see that for the case of cabinet, a pallet is actually 10 cabinets. So now the scale upper limit numbers here, they all refer to pallets. They no longer refer to units. Okay, so from 0 up to 9 pallets, the price is 150. From 10 up to 24 pallets, the price is 130. And from 25 pallets onwards, the price is 110. I have done the same for the product desk, exactly the same, but in this case, the pallet is not made of 10, but of 12. Okay, so this is like this. And now, if we go to a quotation and we select our customer, Azure Interior, and we add a product, for example, our large desk, and we select the trading unit pallet, we see that we have one pallet whose unit of measure is LU12, and you see that the price is 1,200. 1,200 is basically 12 units multiplied by 100. So we are still on the first line. Why? Because we have not reached 10 pallets, we only have one. Let's make this 5 pallets. Still the price is not going to change. But now let's add our large cabinet. Let's use the pallet trading unit and let's say 5, quantity 5. Now the unit prices should change. They should get lower, and they do. Why? Because now we have 10 pallets, so now we are in the second line. So now it's 95 euros or dollars per pallet. And because we have these 5 pallets, we get these unit prices. Okay, so as you can see, this can be very useful if you are a trading company. And now it's time for the Q&A. Muchas gracias por la atención. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the talk, and here I am for any questions you may have.
Hi everyone, and Welcome to this Q&A session. Thank you, Jose, for this presentation. It was very informative. Are you ready for some questions?
Yes, hello everybody. I am.
Perfect. So, this new application, is it already available for version 15?
Right now it's not. Right now it's only in version 13. But if there is anyone interested in it, of course we can migrate it to other versions.
Oh, okay, great. And is it aimed more for like smaller companies or more bigger? Could you talk on that?
Well, yep. So the app itself can be used by any size company, but it is true that it's aimed specifically for trading companies, and usually bigger companies have this need like more urgently. And yeah, because in the standard, this specific feature is not available. We only have the standard price lists, and they do not allow to do this kind of volume computation. It can be a very good add-on. For smaller companies, it can be as well, of course, if they have this kind of approach in their systems. Yeah, they can use it.
All right, perfect. And for other companies or other businesses that'd like to access an application like this one, is this available for sale or?
Yes, that's a good question. It is available for sale, but it is not in the App Store. Uh, if anyone is interested, they will need to contact directly our company, so BrainTech. The information is in the video.
Right.
I don't know if in the future it will be uploaded into the App Store, because the thing is that since we have multiple applications involved, like multiple modules, it cannot be bundled as one. So we still need to check what kind of yeah, options we have there.
Yeah. Do you plan on making it available on the App Store?
That's something that we have discussed. I'm not sure because of this question that I'm mentioning that because the basic app is maybe just like one physical module, let's say, but we have
Right.
like other apps that can be included with it. So depending on the customer and what they need, they might need not only one but several to fulfill all the requirements they may have. So that's why it's not directly in the App Store right now.
Okay.
But I don't know if maybe we decide to put like the basic one there for everyone to buy and test, and then if they need something else, then they come back to us.
Sure. And Philip has asked, does it also work for purchasing?
No, this is only for the sales side. So this is basically to allow our customers to profit or to take advantage of better prices if they managed to fulfill certain volumes within a wholesale order. So it's not for the purchase side.
All right, all right, thank you. And do you have experience with performance for this application?
Yes, well, this specific application is currently being used in some of our clients. So it's been live for quite some time now, like more than 1 year and a half.
Okay.
And so far, it's working nice. It's obviously the computation time is taken when you save the sale order, if you have the one specific setting, which is the one I recommend, or when you click on a button. So it's only at that moment in time that it takes a little bit of time. And generally with sales order, with normal sales order, maybe with 50, 60 items, it is taking a reasonable time of just a few seconds. So, and then from then on, it's a standard Odoo completely. So it's
Right.
not interfering with the delivery process or anything else.
So in short, it's a high performance, we would say, right?
Yeah.
Great. And I understand that it's integrated, this new application is integrated to a pre-existing module in trading still. So is this new integration needed?
Okay, so that's a good question. So yes, in one of the parts of the demo, I presented how this scale pricing can be used with our trading modules. These modules were, by the way, presented in the last Odoo experience. They are not required. So scale pricing can work just on standard Odoo community or enterprise. But it is true that if you are a trading company, you may have benefits if you install as well those modules, because then you can create your sale order lines in terms of trading units. That would be, for example, instead of selling, let's say, 10 pieces of items, you sell a box. So you're still selling the box as a concept, but you still have the 10 pieces somewhere in the sale order line. So you are managing, or you can sell a pallet, and that way you are managing logistic units directly in the sale order, and as well maybe in the transfers and maybe in other areas of Odoo. And that's the kind of integration that we have made, because then the scale prices do not rely on a specific unit of measure from Odoo, like unit or like packages of 10 or of 1000, but we rely on the logical concept of the trading unit. For example, pallets. So we can say one pallet of beverages plus one pallet of cookies. In total, it's 2 pallets. And then we can offer a price for 2 pallets. That's a thing that we can offer with that combination.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And Sylvan has asked, how easy can we adapt the app for e-commerce?
Okay, how easy can we adapt it for e-commerce? So right now we haven't tested it, so I'm not talking about from experience. Let's say this is working perfectly fine in the backend, and since we have the possibility that this works automatically on saving, it should be pretty easy to adapt for the e-commerce. I think it will not work out of the box, but I'm not sure. But since the functionality can be called directly, if it's needed, I'm pretty sure that from the e-commerce we could as well trigger the computation at the right time so that the portal user can actually see these prices.
All right, thanks a lot, Jose, for your time. It's a wrap, and appreciate
Thanks to
really your
you.
time. Have a great one. Bye bye.
You too, guys. Bye bye.